What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. And like usual, on Fridays, I am going to be including a free Guru credit code in this video after the first couple of my plays. We'll go over to my website and I will give you that code to put in on the shop page of my site for some free credits. Just give this video a like, subscribe as usual, and put my alerts on so you don't miss any other videos. This MLB slate looks pretty good. There's a couple of games with some rain around, but it doesn't look like anything is in threat of a cancellation as of right now. Things can always change based off of radars. We have 10 games on this main slate. We have a 3-game early slate at 6:40 Eastern. That'll be on my Dub Club as usual. My Dub Club includes, non-main slates for DFS, as well as other betting content like parlays and prop plays. We have a 3-game after-hours slate as well, so we can expect those 2 slates on my Dub Club. And obviously this main slate goes on my usual website where I offer, a handful of lineups for FanDuel and DraftKings. That's where these credits that I will give you in this video can be spent, is on my website for the main slate. We have some good pitching. It's not like overwhelming. The value, for 10 games, there's not a ton to look at. I do have my favorites. I don't love many cheap pitchers on this slate. There's not really anyone to look at down low as I'm looking. But my guy here to spend up on, we do have Chris Sale at 10-8. His upside is obviously as good as any other pitcher. Tough matchup in the Bronx tonight. I don't like spending the 10-8 on him. Grayson Rodriguez also has a tough matchup in Houston. Dylan Cease could be good at home against the Brewers. The Brewers have been hitting the ball as of late. And Cease is coming off of a very poor outing against the Mets. He obviously has a good upside too, but I like George Kirby the most, especially for cash games. I expect him to be the most popular of the bunch at 9,800. He has a great matchup in Miami. Miami, more of a hitter's ballpark. Their lineup not great. They're strikeout prone. Kirby having a pretty good year. He's had some ups and downs, but so is, basically every pitcher in the MLB. 3.54 ERA is not bad. He's averaging 32 fantasy points. He's projected for 38 tonight. That leads all of these pitchers. So it's a great value play at under 10K to be the projected leading scorer of the slate for pitching. He's been good. I mean, he's had a couple of rough starts, 5 earned runs in back-to-back games here, 4 earned runs. Beginning of the year, he had 8 earned runs against the Guardians. You can't really look too much at the beginning of the year, though. Pitchers usually struggle. As of late, though, he's been really good. Over his last 4 games, he's only given up 4 earned runs in his last 23 innings. So he's looked really good. And, 3 of those 4 games, they were not layups for matchups. Against Houston, he was in Kansas City. The Royals have been hitting the ball this year. And then against the Rangers as well. So he's looked pretty good. 43, 42, 34, and 46 fantasy points. He looks like he's getting into a nice stretch. He should more than likely continue this good stretch of pitching with a great matchup in Miami tonight. I like getting to Kirby, most likely on my cash and hybrid lineups tonight. In terms of GPP, I was looking at Chris Paddack because of the matchup against Oakland. His price isn't great at 8,600, but he's kind of a perfect tournament play. He's a huge boomer bust guy. He can give up a bunch of runs, as we've seen. 5 earned, unfortunately, against the Athletics last time out. 7 earned against the Yankees, but he's had great starts too. 47 against the Rockies, 40 against the Guardians, 49, 46, 61. He's had some huge starts this year, but it makes him a risky play because he can get blown up. I don't mind this play against the Athletics. He is a favorite tonight. It's a low over-under in Oakland, a pitcher's ballpark. He's a minus 170 favorite. It's only an 8 over-under, so Vegas does not expect the Athletics to score many runs here. So you could look at Paddock. The price isn't great. My heart isn't set on him yet. Again, it would only be for GPP if I did look at him. There's just not many other guys. It's very viable that I end up picking George Kirby in all of my lineups. Maybe I end up going to Chris Sale, but again, I don't like the high price. But overall, George Kirby is the best value play for pitcher on this slate. For my infield plays, I like going back to Spencer Horwitz of the Blue Jays. Should be leading off. He's been fine. He hasn't really represented any power yet since coming up with the Blue Jays, but he's batting a great clip as a leadoff hitter. 353 average. The Blue Jays have been, struggling to score runs, so he hasn't really been scoring when he gets on, but he's on a 4-game hitting streak. Every time I've picked this guy as a value play, he has seemed to come through for me. If he gets anywhere, 9 fantasy points at 2,500 is just fine. The Blue Jays are one of the best teams to target on tonight's slate. Outside of the Coors Field game with the Nationals and Rockies, where we see an 11 over-under as usual, there's not a ton of great hitting spots, and I feel like I've been saying that a lot this year. Hitting has been down for sure. We have a couple of 9 over-unders for the Red Sox and Reds game, as well as this game, the Blue Jays and Guardians. Carlos Carrasco is on the bump for the Guardians, so I do like the Blue Jays. Carrasco has a 5.8 ERA. And again, Horwitz should be leading off. A good chance at getting 5 at-bats. Has 3 consecutive walks in the last 3 games. So this guy's seeing the ball. He's hitting the ball. It's a great matchup. Really nice, cheap value play at first base. In a similar spot on the same team, we're seeing as cheap of a price as ever on Vlad Guerrero, but for good reason. He's been terrible. If you wanted to go with him too at 3,100, I don't mind it. He is batting 280, but his power numbers are really concerning. He hasn't really missed any time this year, and he only has 7 home runs. That's a big problem because a guy like Vlad, he thrives off of his power, and that's what makes him a great player. If he's not hitting home runs, he's tough. It's a great cheap price, a great matchup against Carrasco. Recently got a haircut, looks way different. I think he's trying to change the mojo a little bit. 1 game in with that new haircut, he went 1 for 5, so really nothing to show for. I don't know. That's kind of a tough play when a guy's not really hitting the ball. But again, the matchup's there, the price is down. I do like Horwitz more, though, for $600 cheaper. Second infield play, I like spending up on Gunnar Henderson. He's been arguably, a top 5 hitter in the league this year. The Orioles are in a great spot tonight. In Houston against Jake Bloss. I don't know who Jake Bloss is. I'm assuming he's a AAA guy who recently got called up. AA guy, excuse me. I mean, he's had great numbers in, AAA. What does this say? Has made just 8 starts at AA. He's skipping over AAA. I mean, he was outstanding in AA, 1.74 ERA, but skipping over AAA and going right into the big leagues against the Orioles, one of the best hitting teams in the MLB, he has his work cut out for him. Obviously, it's more likely than not that he struggles. Vegas thinks so as well. The Orioles are minus 160 favorites here. It's an 8.5 over under the Orioles. Outside of the Coors Field game, one of the best teams to stack tonight, as they're atop of the list for projected run totals as a team. Gunnar Henderson looks great. The Orioles in general look good. They're coming off of a huge win against the Yankees yesterday, 17-5. We saw Henderson get up 6 times, 2 doubles, a stolen base. This guy does a little bit of everything. 22 homers. Good chance he gets 5 at-bats tonight. I like spending all my money here on Henderson. A similar play at shortstop for $300 cheaper if he is available. The play tonight is C.J. Abrams in Coors Field. I'm not picking any Coors Field guys in this video just to get a little different, although we obviously want to try to target the Nationals and Rockies in this game. But I thought I'd give you guys some other plays because everyone who plays MLB DFS knows you should be targeting Coors Field games when there aren't good pitchers on the mound. So the Nationals look great tonight. You could look at Abrams. I like Gunnar Henderson against a Double-A pitcher tonight in Houston. For my Guru credit code, go to my website. You have to be signed into an account. If you don't have an account, you can make one, confirm an email, no credit card required to make an account. Click the shop page. This is where you buy all of your Guru credits. And I have a little barcode here where you type in the code, which today's code is Friday, all caps, and then the date, but as a number, 6/21. Friday, 6/21, all caps. Hit apply coupon, and it should say coupon successfully applied, and your account balance will get 10 extra Guru credits. Again, just like this video, subscribe, and I appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I always try to do as many Guru credit giveaways as possible. For the outfield, we're going to go back to the Orioles. I love the value here. There's a lot of great value. We have, Ryan Mountcastle coming off a huge game, sub 3K. I like Ryan O'Hearn. He's been a great pickup for the Orioles this year. Should be batting cleanup against this Double-A pitcher, Jake Bloss. Lefty-righty matchup. He's having a great year. 290 average, 9 homers, 30 RBIs. Multi-hit games in his last 2 games, 4 RBIs yesterday. It's a nice value play at sub 3K. I've picked Ryan O'Hearn a lot this year. He's always been right around 3K or cheaper. I like this spot here to save some money for the Astros at 2,800. And then our last play, he's going to be one of the most popular value bats on tonight's slate, just because he's too cheap. Tyler O'Neill of the Red Sox should be batting 3rd or 4th tonight. The Red Sox are in a great spot tonight in Cincinnati. It's 94 degrees in Cincinnati. The park already plays hitter friendly when it's really hot out. Obviously, that's going to help the hitters even more. We have Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. He's been good, also been bad. I'm not scared of him here. A 3.4 ERA, 5-6 record. I think the Red Sox can get to him. Great righty-lefty matchup for Tyler O'Neill. Obviously a power hitter. He missed 2 weeks this year already, and he still has 15 homers. Granted, not a lot of RBIs because the Red Sox don't really get on base, but, he's batting 260. 3,000 is a really cheap price. We've seen him at 30, 35, 3,600 at times this year, so this is a nice spend down spot on O'Neill in a great matchup. 9 over-under. Red Sox are slightly favored here against Andrew Abbott. It should be, a great hitting environment in Cincinnati tonight. So I do like Tyler O'Neill at 3K. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's have a great Friday. I appreciate all your guys' support when you ride with me on these slates. Dub Club members, again, you can get the 7-day free trial below this video with that link. I'll have the early slate on there. I'll have the after hours slate on there. Let's smash all the slates tonight. Main slate content will be up on my website, FDGURU.com, usually around an hour before lock. That'll do it here for this video, guys. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.